You have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you right now that whatever you perceive to be the state of the art of technology, any technology in the civilian sector, in the secret, ladies and gentlemen, they are at least, very bare minimum, 50 to 100 years ahead, beyond what you can even imagine.
As I was talking to a supervisor at 8:46, we're like chit-chatting, and all of a sudden we hear, boom! An explosion so hard that pushed us upwards. Upwards. And it came from the basement, between the B2 level and the B3 level. Screams everywhere. A person comes running into the office saying, explosion, explosion, explosion. His hands were extended, and his skin was pulled from under his armpits all the way to the top of the fingertips, and he was hanging on both hands. The false ceiling fell on top of us. The sprinkler system got activated, and when I went to verbalize that it was a generator, we hear boom all the way on the top, the impact of the plane on the top.
I looked down to my right, and the elevators exploded, something out of like a Bruce Willis Die Hard movie. People just come running out of the elevators on fire, fireballed. I mean, it was like, what is going on here? Something's up here. I mean, the plane's up there, now there's fire down here. We got down to the lobby, and everything was blown out, exploded. Everything was. And we were the only ones in the lobby now. We're going, wait a second here. But for every window in the lobby to be exploded. I mean, them windows were like as thick as forget it. They were 2-3-inch glasses, you know, come on. They exploded out of the lobby, you know, something, it wasn't from the jet fuel, no way. The elevators exploded, they were down from the lobby. The lobby was over here, that should never have happened. Something would happen there, and that wasn't. We came down, it looked like a bomb went off in the lobby. There was no fire, it just looked like a bomb went off.
I wasn't expecting to see the damage that I saw in the lobby, and the people, the bodies, the burnt people, the injured people. I really wasn't prepared for that.
I go in, and I hear screams, and right to my right, there was 2 people on fire, burning. I just didn't want to film that. It was like, no one should see this.
Pfeiffer was the first chief into the building. Right away, a guy from the Port Authority told him the damage was somewhere above the 78th floor. But all you had to do was look around. It was obvious. Something had happened right there in the lobby.
You just saw that all the windows were blown out. The lobby looked like the plane hit the lobby.
There were some casualties. There were several people with their hair singed, skin hanging off.
And at that time, we heard a huge explosion. And we immediately dove for the stairs. Get back into the stairs. Let's get back into the stairs, because I had seen what happened in the lobby with the elevator being blown out.
I said, if there's another explosion, what I feared, I never in a million years feared those buildings coming down. Never. I did fear secondary explosion or possibly a second plane. th floor. We hear another explosion. We hear somebody on the radio say the 64th floor has come down into the 63rd floor. So we said, okay, that's what it was.
The lights went out. We saw some dust debris coming down from the B and C stairwell. Some of the ceiling panels fell. Just the emergency lights were on.
Oh my God! It was a military plane.
The ball of fire that came flying out of that one was even worse than the first one. And we were standing there and I said, I can't believe this. And sure enough, there it was, another plane. The plane wasn't no airline or anything. It was a twin-engine, big gray plane.
We made it outside. We made it about a block.
We made it at least two blocks, and we started running. Floor by floor, instead of popping out.
It was if they had detonated.
Yeah,
detonated. They were planning to take down a building. Boom, 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 boom.
All the way down. I was watching it and running.
Deputy Commissioner Thomas Fitzpatrick said it looked like sparkling around one specific layer of the building. My initial reaction was that this was exactly the way it looks when they show you these implosions on TV.
A cross-section from the World Trade Center, weighing approximately 300 tons, was embedded in the southeastern corner of the American Express building. This piece would have had to travel at least 390 feet, maintaining enough kinetic energy to embed itself in the corner of the building.
Jetzt bricht übrigens der zweite Turm zusammen. Der zweite, in diesem Moment bricht der nördliche Turm des World Trade Centers zusammen. Wir können nur alle hoffen, dass alle Menschen aus diesem Turm evakuiert sind. Es gibt kein World Trade Center mehr.
You have 2 110-story office buildings. You don't find a desk. You don't find a chair. You don't find a telephone, a computer. The biggest piece of a telephone I found was half of the keypad, and it was about this big. The building collapsed to dust.
Anything I've ever seen like that, I've seen collapses and demolition buildings, but nothing like this was unbelievable. Like I said, there wasn't a door, there wasn't anything to be found. It was all disintegrated, all rubble. Concrete was small little pieces, not even slabs. No desk, no furniture, no computers, no phones, no anything. So I imagine the people were the same as the building, nothing left.
Well, first of all, these are not puffs of air, they're pulverized building materials. And they occur at 160 to 200 feet, some of them, per second. These velocities are propelled by explosives.
Dispatch, we've just had another explosion.
Warren Street because of the secondary explosion. We've got numerous people covered with dust from the secondary explosion.
We got another explosion on the tower, 1013, Tower 2 has had a major explosion and what appears to be a complete collapse surrounding the entire area.
How long after that first plane hit did those elevators blow out, you say?
Oh, we were in there for maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes and the elevators exploded on us. Yeah, we said something's wrong, yeah. I mean, the plane hit up on the 80th floor. I mean, in 5 minutes, all of a sudden now the elevator's exploding on the first level of the lobby. We was just, you know, you think about it, you say, something else had to go on here. Something else was going on here. This just don't happen like this if when a plane hits the 80th floor of a building and the lobby gets blown out.
You want to call your mother or something?
You gotta get back, somebody. You know that. You gotta get back.
All right. Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now.
And the whole time you hear him thum, 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 thum. So, I think I know an explosion when I hear it. I was real close to Building 7 when it fell down. That didn't sound like just the building falling down to me while I was running away from it. There's a lot of eyewitness testimony down there hearing explosions. I didn't see any reason for that building to fall down the way it did, and a lot of guys should be saying the same thing.
You know, we heard this sound that sounded like a clap of thunder. Turned around, we were shocked to see that the building was, well, it looked like there was a shock wave ripping through the building, and the windows all busted out, and you know, it was horrifying. And then, you know, about a second later, the bottom floor caves out, and the building followed after that, and we saw the building crash down all the way to the ground.
Captain Karen DeShore said, somewhere around the middle there was this orange and red flash coming out. Initially it was just one flash. Then this flash just kept popping all the way around the building, and that building had started to explode. After 9/11, the air at the World Trade Center site was extremely toxic, containing many times the safe level of asbestos and many other dangerous particles. Although this was known, the White House ordered the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, to tell the people the air is safe to breathe. The EPA followed this order. As a result, many of the 40,000 rescue and cleanup workers wore no protective gear. So experts have predicted that more people will die over the next 10 to 15 years from breathing the toxic air than died on 9/11 itself. We have no a priori grounds to believe that the Bush administration would have been too morally sensitive to orchestrate 9/11.